I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, powered by Everlast. As you can see, I've got the C3 foam body shield on, and Daz is about to rip a body shot into me, Dan Barker, with the Pro 3 14 ounce.
Very nice gloves, I must admit, very nice.
Right, Dan, the whole concept of this is because we spoke upstairs. It's been 10 years since your world title fight with Daniel Geale. Man, a fight that I watched on the TV all them years ago, and I was rooting for you to get up from that body shot. When you came back with the win and a split decision, which was what drama in that fight. Just 10 years on, talk to me about it.
I mean, it all still feels a little surreal, if I'm honest. Like, that was the moment I dreamed of. I remember being a kid, and like, boxing was my life. I was obsessed with it. My dad was a boxer, so I wanted to make him proud. So I was just sort of, I engulfed myself in boxing. I was just, I made it my everything. And I remember like, shadow boxing in the kitchen when I was a kid, and I'd play out how I would win world titles when I was older, and blah blah blah. And some of the scenarios involved me getting dropped with shots. Yeah, not necessarily body shots, but I'd get up and it'd be a dramatic win. So to then go on and have that win in a dramatic fashion, meant a lot to me.
You spoke about on numerous occasions as well, like Liam, I'm not going to say there's anything what you went through, but I got drilled by a left hook to the body from Liam Smith last week in Liverpool, and I mean, it's gut-wrenching, it's sickening. I didn't go down, but I did take about 20-30 seconds to recover. Now, you didn't get that, right? You got up straight away, and you were still, I heard you say something along the line that you were still winded, you were still sort of struggling to breathe when Geale was still laying gloves on you. So what willed you through that? I know you spoke about it before, but can you just reiterate what willed you through that time?
Well, I mean, ultimately, it was because I wanted to dedicate winning a world title for my brother, who would have won a world title. So that was the main driving force. But kind of that will to win, that desire not to lose, not to fail. It was a personality trait I've had. I was born with. I'm so competitive. I don't like losing, and I didn't want to be beaten by a body shot because I felt, and I always do feel this, and this is no disrespect to people that haven't got up from body shots, but it's not like, they're not like headshots. They're not like knockout blows where you absolutely, unconscious.
They're not painful. It's a hard
to be honest, it's a horrible pain. You can't breathe, but it's pain that I've always felt there is. You're either winded or you're not winded. I don't think there's any more being winded than any other. I think you're winded or you're not. I don't think there's different grades of being winded. So it's just, I guess if you don't get up, you're giving in to the pain. And I didn't want to give up. I wanted to get up. I wanted to prove that I could, prove I was tough, prove that I had, a pair of bollocks. And,
well, you did that, you did.
Yeah, and it wasn't, to be honest, when I look back at it, there wasn't too much fault in there. There was a lot of overriding emotions. I wanted to get up for my brother, the thought if I don't win this, how am I going to provide for my daughter, and things like that. But genuinely, it was just, I've got to get up, I want to win this fight. And that was basically it.
We had breakfast. There's a funny story, just quickly reiterate on that story, that your brother Lee was in the corner as well. He wanted to be in the corner with you. I don't know if this story, I know you spoke about it a little bit on, I think, a matchroom thing you did a wee while ago with Tony Sims. In that 6th round, when you got up and Geale was sort of like really putting it on you, and your brother Lee grabbed the towel when he was ready to throw it in, and Tony Sims was like, calm down.
Well, I didn't know about this. In the post-fight press conference, I become aware of it because someone asked me a question, or asked the team a question. It was more directed to Tony, and said there seemed to be a bit of confusion in the corner, a bit of distress, what was going on. And there was a moment in the fight where I took some water and it went down the wrong hole, and I choked a little bit. And I thought they were talking about that. You can see the clip, it's on my Instagram somewhere if you scroll down. And I say that and everyone starts laughing. And I was confused at why they were laughing, because that was the truth. But then I found out that my brother Lee, bless him, because he cares about me, he loves me, and was so close. He didn't like the fact that I was getting bashed to pieces. He was trying to get the tough Tony, but Tony, knowing how tough I am and knew that I had that in me, this was my moment. had a word with Lee.
Choice words.
Choice words, yeah. Thankfully, Tony's a lot stronger than my brother.
That's how it came in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, body shots, we've spoken about it. It's a different pain. You're winded, you can't breathe, so it takes a lot longer to get up rather than a headshot because it's that horrible feeling that there's no air in your body. So that's why I've got you here. As an ex-professional, we spoke about your amateur background, that you're being an elite amateur as well as a world champion. For the people that don't know how to throw that left hook to the body, the mechanics of it, and just break it down for me, the sort of technique behind it.
Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of different variations with body shots. I mean, you can start with the straight shots down the body. I think I always use this, I'm always asking for this when I'm doing commentary, the variation with the jab, bang, bang. I can't tell you how much of a hurtful shot a stiff jab to the body is. I remember my dad saying when he represented England many, many years ago against East Germany, they had the England badge on the solar plexus, so they were told to hit right, aim for the badge. And they used to, my dad said he got hit with a piercing jab and it, winded him. So if used correctly, the straight shots to the body are brilliant shots, and what it does is, I think that you see it a lot. The key, if you're not going to knock someone out with a body shot, is to get a reaction out of your opponent. Exactly, control the guard. So stiff jab, bang, come back with a shot. If we're talking about the Geale shot, he was very intelligent in the sense that he shortened up the left to the body as I got a bit wide with my shot. So we're exchanging blows. I've gone a bit wide with the shots, opening up my guard. My elbow was up and he's just slipped in there. So in real time, and he's gone like, I'm going to give you something.
Okay, let me brace myself though. Let me brace myself.
I promise you, I've not thrown a shot to a body bag. I know me and Chris Lloyd have done a few bits, but properly in a while. So he was short in.
You still got it. Woo!
So yeah, he just shortened it up, and because I'm trying to throw it with a bit of power here, my technique's a bit gone. But what you don't want to be doing is showing it here, so you want to be disguising it right in there. So he's just shortened up the shot. When it actually first happened, I was convinced it was in the solar plexus there, because it was that's the only place I'd ever been winded before. But he does kind of get me slightly to the side, and completely sort of wind out my sails. I was completely oblivious to the timing of the referee's count or anything. These mad feelings going on, but ultimately I knew it was just pain, and who was going to win, the pain or me? And thankfully
it was you that won, which again, it's one of the most dramatic world title fights probably from a British fighter in a long, long time. But you mentioned there, don't show the left hook to the body, but there is a lot of hip involved rather than just throwing.
So again, to get specific to the shot, you want to get full movement, rotation with the shots, with whatever shot you throw, and nothing changes with the body shots there. And whether you're throwing your rear hand, you want to pivot off the back foot, and if I'm throwing the left to the body, you want to pivot off that front foot. Okay, and you've got to look. The most important thing, I think, aside from the delivery of the shot, is what your other hand's doing. And I've seen so many brutal knockouts from people throwing hooks to the body and dropping their other hand. They're wide open there. All they're thinking about is offense and letting the shot go, and thinking about landing that shot. And in return, I go like that. You throw your left hook. You see some really brutal knockouts that way. So having this hand protecting your chin or even your temple as you're throwing the shot. Also making sure your elbow doesn't flare up. When you're sort of coming over on that front foot slightly, it's quite easy for your body to follow that momentum, and your right elbow can start, as an orthodox, start riding up slightly. Then you become accustomed or open to the shot. So I think thinking about, and that was, to give Tony Sims a lot of credit, that was something we always worked on. It was never ever just about letting the shots go. Look, you're dropping your right hand, your elbow's coming up, and then once you've thrown the shot as well, the exit, rolling round, rolling this side, just making sure that, look, if you get hit with a shot, 9 times out of 10 your opponent's going to come back with something. So I think ultimately, in a nutshell, is getting full range of movement with the shot, of course being accurate and keeping your eyes on the target and thinking about your other hand. It is so important.
Definitely. For all the people that want to know, obviously, hip position, don't show them. Your non-throwing hand, keep that where it needs to be. One more. Give me one more, Dan. Let's go. One more. Yes! Well done, mate. Thanks very much, Dan.
refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,